Alright, folks, Morgoth the Barbarian over here, and welcome to the 14th episode of our Railroad Tycoon 2 Let's Play. Here in the US of A! Hooray! Last time we were here, we finally got our electric trains. We electrified some routes, but not all of them. As for right now, we're kind of in a wait-and-see kind of approach. But we've also been having some money issues here as of late. Some pretty big ones. Once again, profits are down, although they seem to be improving after the post-World War II period. Not sure what was going on. Not sure why we were encountering losses, something about a bad economy, but everything seems to be stable. Our network seems to be stabilizing, albeit we're not getting any dividends, so that's not really helping. Right now, we're sitting at a cool $682 million. Hooray. Well, it actually now says 701. I'll go by that. And then our book value sits at 315 million. So we're close to $1 billion, and then we multiply that by 3 because of the gold, and we get our final score for this playthrough, which will end in 2025. So I think today we need to focus more on that electric train project. But also, we gotta fix this whole profitability thing. Because we have way too many old trains here, and this is causing a little bit of an issue here. Especially as we start converting to all electrics. I mean, look at this. We got locomotives that are 38 years old, for crying out loud. 41! We gotta fix that. This is getting a little bit out of hand, but we're gonna eventually quickly run out of trains and routes for that matter, because we only got 122 trains left. So, of course, you know what buttons to hit here. And with that being said, I think we should get started. So, I think at this point it's basically twofold. Trying to get as much track as we can electrified using those more profitable routes. But to also try to get our train fleet a little more modernized, if you will. As you can see, if you can see down on the map over here on the bottom left, anything in red is electrified track, and that's where we got to. So we did, of course, the Northeast, which was the first stop. Florida. Yes, Florida, you get to have fun stuff like this, even though, Florida. We did portions of the Southeast, which will probably be the next stop. So, in between, say, what it looks to be Corpus Christi and Memphis, that whole corridor, which actually could be next on our electrification list. We did a whole lot out here in the Midwest, specifically between Minneapolis and Detroit, and we even linked the two routes up. And we did the Pacific Northwest and California, between San Francisco and LA, as well as the West Coast. This could also be another spot, depending on if I feel like going all the way down, connecting both our small little lines over here between Sacramento, and what appears to be Eugene. Yeah. So we'll focus on those, and then we'll see what we can do from a profitability standpoint, because we've got a little bit of a crisis brewing here. I don't like the fact that our money it's starting to dry up a little bit. And I think the older trains are doing something with it. Yeah, see, then you'll get stuff like this where they're breaking down, and it's just not fun at all. So I would actually like to electrify 2 routes if I could here. And the first one, as you can probably tell, is this one here, starting from our junction and going up. I'm trying to figure out at what point would be a good stopping point. Would it be Cheyenne? As we go through this whole area of the map over here? Or should we stop it at, say, Amarillo? Well, let's find out, shall we? So, of course, we're switching over to electric track from this point forward, and I say let's just connect it straight from San Antonio all the way over here. I'll start with that. I'll give it its own little exclusive route, so that way it's not clogging what are already pre-existing routes. This does help with book value, by the way, so that's a plus. Okay. And I'll just let the AI or the computer route take over at this point. Whatever it wants to decide. This is going to be what the route is here. So let's get it to Lubbock. Get it all the way to Amarillo. And then I guess the question becomes, do I extend it into Colorado and Wyoming over here, or do we put the stop on it and say Denver? It should be noted that our electrified trains can handle the higher grades a lot better than the steam ones, so I'm willing to give it some leniency on the grading department, but, you know what? I think Cheyenne's got the tire facility over there, so I think we'll do it. We'll go the distance and connect all the way to Cheyenne here. So let me go to Pueblo. And from Pueblo, we can make it all the way to Amarillo. Again, my electric trains can handle the grading a lot better than my than the steam trains can. So I don't mind doing that. So there we go. Now we got an electrified route. And all the way from Houston to Cheyenne, I guess. On top of that, though, money-wise, we're not exactly doing that great. So I'm actually going to do the remaining California route, too, the West Coast. So let's connect our Californian route all the way to Eugene. We'll do it. There we go. So now the entire West Coast is now connected by electric rail. So if we go back here for a minute, we can actually now hit up this, you, and you. And then the train that's I believe we have an electric train that's in California, right? We should. I mean, both of those weren't connected. If I can find it, hold on. This is going to take just a brief second here. I don't mind having two trains going up and down. I could have sworn we had one. I don't know what on earth happened here. All right, you're in Canada. I know we have it around here somewhere. This is a little interesting, where I can't suddenly find it. Or did we have just one and that's it? This might be one of those things where we only have one and I just don't realize it. Where's this one heading to? All right, well, we're going to have to get, looks like at least one. All right, make that a double. I'm fine with that. All right, so we need two GG1s. Fine, I'll take it. That's okay. This one's going to start from LA and just pick up whenever, so this one will go north. And then we need a second one to start all the way in Houston. And this one can just casually go in this direction. There we go. Now we got two more. Make them express trains, and we're off. Excellent. Everything's working according to plan here. And look at that. They're already getting us a lot. Like I said, they tend to handle hills a little bit better than the steam ones. So we did that. We'll continue our electrification. I think I already see one spot we could go from. And that's the Indianapolis to Memphis corridor over here. That still is yet to be connected so that we can connect a few more. All right, we need to address this situation, the trains. The problem is, I think a lot of these are tied to industry, so that's a problem within itself. But we can certainly get rid of a few trains. Like this one, for example, is now obsolete. Even though technically it's going down the entire East Coast. Because of all the electric trains, I don't think we necessarily need it. So if it's a passenger that's been kicked out by the electric trains already, it's probably needs to get out of here, since it's not going to really do us any good, and the electric trains can move a lot faster. Beyond that, let me find one. All right, like this one right here we can get rid of, for example. Whoa, too soon. Yeah, I would prefer the passengers be the lucrative lines that can be done through electric at this point, if I can do it. Like this one, I know the electric trains don't go to Alpena, so we'll let that one slide. There's a few of them that might need to be taken down. I want to focus on any train that's over 20 years old, like this one right here. And I already know we can retire that one. I'm going to be looking at the profit of these very carefully over here, especially specifically from here. I'm going to be looking at these and seeing if there's anything that can be taken out. Like this one right here. Okay, that one wasn't over 20 years old, but that one I think we can get rid of. So anything over 20 that isn't really profitable, I think can get eliminated. And as I'm looking at this, I think this one just needs to be sent to a different spot in the map is what I'm getting at. Yeah, because Tulsa doesn't need food anymore. Dallas certainly needs it, so this is maybe just a case of just straight up rerouting it. If that's fine, if that's the case, then I'm fine with that. So some trains we might just need to simply reroute. Others we're just going to look at and say, I don't think that's going to work. Like this one, for instance, Malta Junction, Billings, Miles City. It has lost money the last 3 years, and it's very old, so this one I would just straight up retire. So trains like that, I will retire here. That's what I'm getting at, essentially. So as I'm looking through all of these, this one has hardly made any money and is now a passenger line that we can do without. Especially with the passenger ones, those ones we can just do without. That aren't necessarily needed. Let's see, Regina doesn't need food anymore. Miles Cities does, so like I said, some trains we can just get away with rerouting. Although I don't mind replacing a few here, just to make them newer. So for right now, we'll stick with the Mikado while we still can. Let's see, this one I could probably get rid of. This one. Let's see. In theory, we could do that. I think rerouting it to Seattle might be a better option. Again, some of these trains, maybe just a simple rerouting and upgrade would help too. That way, we can at least alleviate things. So now, let's move over to the ones that are 41 years. Oh yeah, you're gone. We've already got that. This one is not doing very well in general. Goodbye. This one is not doing good in general. Goodbye. Also, some of these I'm looking at and I'm like, whoa. This one is just straight up not doing good. You're gone. You're old and inefficient. That's out of here. That one's fine. Some of these are fine, though. Like, I would prefer to replace them, but some of these I'm looking at going, okay, you're fine. Like, this one right here, we're not retiring. I'll just give it a Mikado. That way we save on maintenance costs here. This one we can certainly bring... I can stay in Winnipeg, sure, why not? I'll try to use my limited funds to replace a couple trains if I can here, too, while I'm at it. That way we can save on maintenance costs. This one's gone. I have no tolerance for anything that is not making money. We're not going to replace you. Instead, you're getting the retirement package. Enjoy. I hear it's nice this time of year. Weren't in customs and delivering me money, I probably would cut that one too, but not so fast. This one's gone. That one. Just get it straight up replaced with another Mikado. Nice train number, by the way. You're straight up losing money. I don't like that. Get out of here. That wasn't 20 years old, but if you're straight up losing money, I have no tolerance for that. None whatsoever. You can get lost. It's that time. We got to cut some stuff here from the budget. I think Dallas Crossing, and rather than... I know, there's not much of more demand for oil, but hey, so be it. That one I might just get rid of, but not till later. And then everything else that isn't 20 years old, we'll just leave alone. Pretend like nothing's happening, so... We're now down to 107 trains. Our train load's getting a little bit lighter, I'm sorry to say, but so be it. Oh, now you captured him after they robbed my train. Okay, I see how you are, game. That's rude. That's rude. It's like, oh, hey, I got the train robbers for you right after they get one. Bruh. Oh, there we go. 3 million in profit. Yay. We're back. We're back. I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, so we're going to slowly electrify a few more routes, and I already see the next one. I would like to connect Nashville, Memphis, our line over here that ends in Memphis. Bring it up to Nashville. And you know what? Since we already have an electric route already going to Indianapolis, we might as well. Once again, I'll let the AI take over here if it wants to build a new route. That's not supposed to happen. No, stone bridges. Wooden bridges are not going to do in this game. Get out of here with that. No. It's either stone bridges so we don't get a speed reduction or nothing at all. Okay, so we've connected both of those. I guess the next question is, why is everything breaking down? Bruh, that's rude. What else are we looking at that might help us out? Boom times ahead. I like booms. Boom times are fun. Alright, that was weird. Anyways, I think the next stop would be our hub over here in Fergus Falls with all this fun stuff. And I wouldn't mind bringing it down all the way across the center of the country here with a stop in Sioux Falls just cuz. So that'll be the next one we do. Once again, the AI can take over, and since it's flatland, and since we have a stop in Topeka, I will just build a brand new set of track over here. Even though upgrading is a little bit less expensive. I'm going to have to be careful when going to Sioux Falls, because I just noticed this isn't going to work. Oh, never mind. Never mind, it's fine. Managed to work out there, alright. So from Topeka, we'll hit up Wichita. And of course, we'll go to Oklahoma City. We'll go to Dallas. And then this has got to find its way to Houston. And then as a bonus, that's probably, we don't need to do that, okay. And as a bonus round, if it really wants to miss Wichita, like bypass the whole thing, it certainly can. I'll do this as kind of a bonus round and build more electric track. So it's kind of a Wichita bypass. Yes, our steam trains, I believe, can still use this, but that's just in case. I'm not going to mess around with Lincoln. I'm also not going to mess around with this, although this is a really good train. These diesels are way too expensive, though. It's the issue. So now that sets the stage for potential electrification of that line, but we've got that done in the center. I have no idea which one number 38 is. That one. All right. You know what? We'll give it one more. This route's kind of inefficient. And besides that, we're sending it to the wrong spot, so there you go. I'm not going to do remote places like over in Anderson Junction and what have you. That's kind of silly, although probably should at least give them a new line, connector line over here. Non-electric, of course, so there you go. You know what? If I really want, just in case I decide to do this later. That's not going to work. That'll work. Just in case I decide to do that later on. We'll build a smaller network over here, too. Alright, just in case I want to go to Columbia or what have you later on in the game. There we go. A nice little small connection out to the backwoods of South Carolina. A little bit of a cheat route towards Atlanta, too, if I really wanted to go there. Okay. So we're approaching 1950, so at that point, it'll be 75 years till game end. Uh-oh. We're getting close. Now we're going to have to start thinking about end game before you know it. Remember, this scenario ends in 2025. Once we hit that, we're done. So I'm going to let it go to 1950 here and do kind of a little bit of a check here. Our plan has kind of worked. Our profits has kind of stalled. But again, I got rid of a few trains, which explains why revenue kind of dropped off. Because I'm more interested in upgrading our track than anything else, I'm not going to really reinstitute the dividend, although... Hold that thought for 1 minute. What happens if I did small... Okay. Okay. We'll do a small 5-cent dividend. That way I can at least pay myself something, but maybe not enough. And we're going to issue some stock, too, on the side. Let me just buy those shares back. Thank you. There we go. Give us a little bit of a money boost. Issuing stock can help. So what I want to do now... There's another route I'd like to electrify from over here to New York to Montreal, but I'll hold off on that for a minute. What do I want to do? Hey, who put this milk dairy farm in my house? I mean... Okay, anyways. Let's see. Is there any other routes that I could just connect? I think I see one right off the bat I kind of would like to connect. Just casually do this. There we go, and then we'll move it through northern Canada, I guess you could call it, and reach Montagami. Alright, just in case I want to do that, we'll connect some of these outlier routes that are over here. Anything else? Nothing in Armstrong. Okay, everything's looking nice. Good. Good, good, good. Alright. So now what I would like to do is go through my trains again. This time we're actually paying attention to money here. So of course now we're looking to see if things are still profitable or if I can get rid of it. Or even better, if maybe I can improve on it a little bit. Like, for example, this one. Why am I sending produce all the way to Washington, D.C.? Bruh, come on. Okay, that's a snafu on my behalf. Oopsies. Some of these trains, I guess, just need to be sent to other places over here. As long as they're still making decent amounts of money, whether it be anything at all, fine. I think this one could just straight up be... Uh-oh. Sent to Bangor. Okay. Whew. For a split second, I thought I was going to have to nuke it. And the answer appears to be no, but alright. This one's making quite a bit. I like to see that. Okay. I think this one is starting to kind of lose it, so if it's waiting for cargo, we're out. I'm looking through this right now. Remember, we're kind of reducing train size, fleet size here, I should say. That one's got a lot of money coming in, but I will replace it. Some of these I'll just straight up replace, especially if it's over 20 years old. This one I could probably do without. Passenger rail is kind of meh. So basically I'm turning into Amtrak in the 70s, only without, you know... Never mind. I don't think even I understood that reference. Anyways, moving along. You're done. You're done. I don't think you're making enough money for me. Why do you have no water? Alright, that's going to have to be fixed. I don't know why you don't have any water, but anyways. Water's important, not just for humans. You know. Where are you going? Oh, throughout the Midwest. Where passenger rails can't reach. Where electric trains can't reach, excuse me. Okay, I'll allow that. It's just eventually that's going to have to go bye-bye. Oop, that was the wrong one. Ah! Where was it? This one. I think this one just needs to be sent to another location, so Minneapolis it is. Alright. Some trains just need to be rerouted and sent to different locations because of just how the economy works in this game. If I'm going to keep trains, I might as well upgrade them to Mikados. I'm not ready to break open the bank on diesel trains just yet. So in fact, I'm going to replace some of my older 40-plus old train rails. I don't even know why I have them. And there we go. As I look through everything else, this one's just got to go straight up go. That's not going to help us out anymore. This one's also going to straight up go. That's not happening, especially if you're going there with an empty cargo hold. I don't like that. Nah. You got to be making money for me or else. This one just barely is, so we'll replace that. Same with this one. You aren't really making any money for me. I do not like that, although you're going to a spot that probably is oversaturated with stuff. So actually now you can go to Winnipeg. You can go across the border and give them Winnipeg fed. Some of these other ones I'll straight up replace. That one's fine. And then let's see. So I'm looking through the rest of these. Wow, this one's losing a lot of money. Okay, they probably just need to go someplace else. Fine. Again, if the trains need to go someplace else, I'm okay with that. Oh, this one's just not making any money, period. Goodbye. Some of these routes I recognize are just unprofitable. I mean, this one's not making anything, so that one's out. This one's just barely not making anything. Over 19 years, we can't have that. You're out. Same with you. You're out. Oh, this one's definitely going. Get out of here. I saw that. You're not making anything. Get out. It's a question of what have you done for me lately, and as well as what have you done over the course of your lifetime. Like, this one's got to go. Alright, so everything else seems to be just fine. Alright. And then there were 94 trains into the fleet. We are really subtracting over here. As we try to get a little bit leaner with the fleet. Eventually, what my plan is, once we get rid of all the older ones, and we complete all of our electrification projects, maybe start swapping out, rewriting our whole system network here. That's kind of the hope and plan here. Speaking of which, I think it's a nice idea if I connect these two networks right here. There we go. And now we got kind of a loop thing going, if that's... I guess that's kind of impressive. We'll have a few GG1s come out of this, though, and just do, like, passenger routes. So say we do this. You know what? You'll stop at Topeka on the way back. How about that? Like that one, for instance. No, you don't need to be blocked. Okay, there you go. Or it's getting blocked by a fellow electric train. Okay, that's fine. And since we did that one, we can have two more. I'll have one go west. I might electrify this route, too, just for the hell of it, and Lincoln. Alright. So once I get to Topeka, I'm actually going to do that, too. So more electrification! Yay! Once again, I'll let the AI do what route planner do whatever it needs to do. Okay, you're all set. And there we go. We got a nice little loop there. Excellent. And we really only need one train to do this. We don't really need to buy a whole lot. And finally, since I know I don't have one from there, since we did this earlier, Chicago, Indianapolis, Nashville, Memphis. It's crossing Jackson. It's crossing Baton Rouge, and it's making it all the way to Houston. All right. There we go. Wait, where are you going? Oh, you're heading to Cincinnati. Gotcha. All right. So we're slowly pumping in more electric routes. Keyword slowly, because I don't know how much more we can do. All right. Ooh, profits keep going up. Nice. What else can we connect? We got the Cheyenne. I think we should go through Lincoln, but let's go through Cheyenne too, just because we can. Since we have the infrastructure over here. Once again, we'll let the AI do what it needs to do, and we're good. There we go. So now we got a new route from Cheyenne, and it even passes Lincoln on the way out. Excellent. So now if I wanted to, where's Denver at? There's Denver. For right now, I'm really only focusing on passenger lines until we need it, until, you know, necessary. Let's see. St. Louis and Kansas City, and I believe we're good. Yeah, we're gonna be good. Okay. All right, so there we go. So now we got a few passenger lines here. And the hope is that because they don't visit those cities too often, that they're not going to, you know, overwhelm us. I'm going to sell this off. We're not doing anything with tires and stuff right now. Unfortunately, we're not really doing anything with our autos until everything works a little bit better. Very lucrative, and I don't own it. That's wonderful. All right. So we're slowly connecting more. That's nice. Not really. So let's see. Where else can we electrify from right now? Calgary, Regina, and Winnipeg could be a nice little route. So we'll go up north. We'll connect some parts of Western Canada over here. Oh, track position. What? Okay. Is Thunder Bay a nice stop too? Or, well, it could be in the future. All right, we'll leave it for right now. I'm only focusing on passenger routes, really. All right. Almost back up to 100 trains. Nice. Okay, so that takes care of that. And see, look how fast they're going across, too. It's just nuts. Look at that. Now we hit 63 miles an hour on the odometer, or speedometer here. Nice. Pretty soon we'll be at 100 miles an hour, and it'll be lovely. Now, the main prize would be if, first off, a train could not do that. Second off. Okay, we were at 100. Not anymore. I thought this just crashed right off the bat. Come on. You can't be doing that. The real prize, of course, would be over here, but I don't think I can get to it right now. Let's see. What about the south? Actually, now we're getting a lot of money pumped in. I just noticed this. We're now back up to 20 million in profit and money, so the money I'm pleased to announce the money has returned. That's awesome. So now, I think the next step here is just to start connecting things. So now we'll connect our two East Coast routes, link those up, and that should be all she wrote there. Where's the train that's going from, I don't even know where it is, the East Coast. I was trying to look for that one, and I can't find it all of a sudden. Well, we have this one. Okay, so we can bring this one further north. How about we bring it all the way to Richmond and stop there? We had another one. Here we go. I got an idea for this one. Hold on. This is a first, for me at least. So you're actually going to head towards Boston. I'll explain what's going on here in just a minute. I'm going to convert this into an electric train. So you're getting replaced with an electric. So if that is our first diesel to electric one. And I figured we'd keep the name too because it's a specialty train. Hence with the name in front. Alright, and there we go. And now you get more exclusive status. Look at that. It's going to make a lot of money for us. Speed, it's important. Alright. Remember how I said we were going to connect Montreal over here to New York? Well, I think now's the time to do that. So using this, just follow along our route over here. Oh, that's even better than the route we actually got. What the hell? All right, we'll do it. So now we have a new train that goes all the way to Montreal, and as a side bonus, we'll have it go that way too. All right, we'll have another one. Eventually, I will have to stop using the GG1s, which kind of annoying, but that's the way it goes, I guess. And there we go. And look at that, we're right back to 100 trains all of a sudden. Nice. Love to see it as we now enter deep into the 1950s. All right, anything else? Yeah, and I'm morely looking for passenger routes in cities at this point. Not so much anything else. I know we missed Quebec earlier, but whatever. It's Canada, they'll be fine. Not like that train. Train number 9. I can't tell if that's an electric. Weird, because the reliability is outstanding, yet somehow these ones just keep crashing, which makes no sense. Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me, but whatever. You do you, game. Ugh. Des Moines' a city, not really, okay. I think the only other route I would electrify at this point is the south. A route from Baton Rouge over here, so I'm going to do that too. So we will electrify that. Okay, we'll go pass it through Tallahassee. And then there's the route to the East Coast. So off to Jacksonville and Savannah you go. And we've now connected the entire South. And I think as a bonus, because I haven't really done it yet, and I probably should, Miami is getting an electric train route too. So basically, I'm Brightline, but I'm 70 years early. Isn't that wonderful? I love being early. All right, and then we'll go in the south here. There's a lot of Baton Rouges. All right, there we go. That train is going to hit up all of Florida and stuff. I know we have another. That one's going on the east. And I think that's good for right now. Well, I mean, I could expand to Laredo. Meh. What about Mexico? No, not really. Oh, that's wonderful. Recession. Just what I asked for. Oh. Really? Really? I don't have I'm not doing that? Bruh, what are we doing here? Is there a grain silo nearby? Is there something that needs fertilizer? What am I doing? I'd like to fertilize a grain field with that if I can. Grain. Oh, there's a cotton farm in Laredo. Ah, there we go. Up, and we just lost access to the Mikado. So this is where it gets a little bit awkward, because now we either need to do a slope. Because now any steam train we need is going to cost a lot. The cheapest train is 85 grand. Once the prairie goes away, though, we're done with expensive, cheap trains. It's now pay up a couple $100,000 for an engine, or else. So what I'm about to do is going to be the very first, I guess you can call it. So what diesel train do I want? It's got to be diesel or steam, too. Otherwise, this is not going to work. It's going through hills. I'm looking at the bottom right of this. That is not what I wanted, game. Why did you do that? Accidentally chose a train there. F3A plus B seems like a good bet. I think so. All right. I guess we'll use this as sort of a test case here. So this is a diesel. This will be our very first diesel train in the game. Welcome. That took long enough. Fertilizer, and we'll use this as sort of a test case to see how this works. And I'll even give it the old express treatment here. We're going to see how this works here. So there it is, our very first diesel train. It's going right out from El Paso. It's headed across the border to our fertilizer plant, and then it's going to hit up Laredo. Diesel plants do not need electricity. So be it. Excuse me. That's getting a lot of stuff. Okay. I'm aware that there's a customs thing involved in here. Oh, I never did really upgrade everything to telephone poles, too. I'm just curious to see how it works. What I was looking for was how it did on this hill over here. This is where it could get a little bit iffy because... GP9, gotcha. If it wasn't for the lack of sand, I think it would be okay. I'll just put another small little station, refill station over here. There we go. All right, it seems to be working great. Okay, so we will use those from now on. The G... What was it? The G... something. Oh, God. This thing! The F3A plus B. Okay, okay. So we may be converting the diesels. Hey, that sounds like a next episode kind of deal. Look at that. It worked perfectly. Excellent. I love that. So let's crank this to the very end of the year. And we'll do one last check. I know our passenger revenue and profits have kind of fallen off a little bit, but not bad. We can actually give ourselves a little bit more of a dividend now. I'm going to say a little over $1 million. So we've tripled it to 15. And I'm going to do one last check of our trains, and then I'm going to stop there for right now. So as I look through this one final time... Yep, that's what I thought. So now we're going to make our fleet even leaner. And it just keeps getting leaner and leaner out here. And then it's kind of unfortunate, but so be it. Especially the older trains, too. Now we're up to 26 on a lot of these. Like this one I'll cut. The hope is that by the time I'm done cutting, I can rearrange some of my supply lines, too, and see. Because we're at the point now where kind of less is more. So that one's gone. I would say this one is gone. Again, it's kind of a what have you done for me lately kind of deal. This is gone. And if I feel like everything is stabilized, we can finally redo a lot of our supply routes. Like this is gone. This also helps to kind of reset the whole economy too, so we can have one last splurge before the game quote unquote ends. Like this one, I'll retire. Sorry, not sorry. That one's fine because it's making me money still. That one's made quite a bit. This one's just falling off a cliff. So was this one. Why are you still sending produce? In fact, that's a little awkward. I can know some of these I just didn't change. This one probably just needs to be rerouted in general. So we'll send you to Tallahassee. And And I guess now is the point where I would start replacing them with FA3A plus Bs at this point. So remember, we have no more cheap diesel steam trains. It's now expensive diesel and electric trains, or steam if there's available. So we'll keep that in mind, but I'm not going to go out of my way to start replacing stuff here. Although this one, I'll try one last time, too. The rest, let's see. As I'm going through this, I'm not seeing anything. This one, I think, could use an upgrade, too. I'm not going to make them express chains either, so they're kind of forced to deal with traffic jams and what have you, but so be it. All right, you're done. Yeah, you're done because there's no point in doing that anymore. If they're diesel steam passenger lanes too, excuse me for misspeaking, they're done. Like that one's done. Because again, we're just going to rely on the electric for our passenger service. Anywhere that's profitable. Otherwise, I want nothing to do with it for right now. We can have this. We can have that for right now until I say otherwise. But for right now, I think we're fine. That one's 7 years old, so I don't mind keeping it. That one's going to make me money in a minute. You're just straight up not making me money, so you're done. You're straight up not making me money, so you're done too. What is going on? Some of these I'm like, no, really. You're done. You get the replacement. Let's see, I'm looking for this. That one just started, so you're still making me tons of money, so I'm fine with that. If you're making me money, I'm happy. If you're not making me money, I'm going to come after you. Literally. This one, you know what? I'll upgrade it. See if that'll help a little bit. So let's see. And we'll reroute it too. Yeah, you're getting a lot of food in there. I'll reroute this one just in general, see if that maybe helps with it. Some of these I'll just reroute, period. This one's done. This one's done. Well, you're in customs and about to make me money, so you get a free pass, but I can't say the same thing. No. You three are barely making me any money as is, and you're over 20 years old, so you're done. The rest are not over 20, but I think are doing just fine. This one just came about, and we're good. All right, so we've made it to 1955, and look at that. We've got 80 trains remaining now. We are cutting our fleet drastically. Remember the good old days when we used to have, like, what? 200 plus trains, 250, and now all of a sudden we're at 80. Fun times, right? So eventually the goal is, once the Mikados, I go through the motions here, and they'll probably be over the next decade of this playthrough, so probably around 1965, 1970 is when I really want to start going through this. I'm going to slowly electrify some of our lines here and see if I can finish making the connections. Like, say, maybe if I can go for the East Coast here. But the bottom line is, if I could try to do that, that might give us one last barrage, or we can make a ton of money before the scenario ends. We've got 70 years from this exact date to work, so hopefully it works out. Otherwise, we'll see what happens. So that is going to do it for me. You know what buttons to hit, of course. That thumbs up and the subscribe button. We're almost to 100. There's a live stream in it for you if Battlefield 1, if you do so. We'd hit there, hint, hint. I think last we checked, I was like 17 away. I don't even remember. I usually don't take too much stock into that kind of stuff anyways. But yeah, I'm just saying, once I get the custom name at 100, there's a live stream. I'll try it for whatever reason. Oh, good grief. Anyways, I'm done. You know the buttons to hit. Thanks for watching. Peace out, y'all.